Hello and welcome to Gaming Culture. This channel is dedicated to all the wonderful games out there and... hold on, what the... Oh Stanley, what did you do again? It was an easy task. Please prepare the footage until Sunday so we can release in time. Stanley, we even hired you a narrator to lead you through your work, come on. Well... okay, technically we hired a narrator to narrate this narration, but the narrator chose to narrate Stanley instead of our narration, and it turned out he's now a narrator, yeah. Well, you get the point. Never give people the freedom to choose. Choices are bad. Right, Stanley?
Choice. It's the best part of being a real person, but if used incorrectly can also be the most dangerous. For example, in this scenario, a hypothetical real person named Stephen has a choice. He could spend years helping improve the quality of life for citizens of impoverished third world nations, or he could systematically set fire to every orphan living in a 30-kilometer radius of his house. Which choice would you make?
Well, okay, to be honest, Stanley never incinerated random kids. But he struggles with good decision making all the time. Instead of doing his work, our narrator once found him in the goddamn broom closet. For no reason. We looked out for 6 hours. Thought he was dead already. Stanley, what's wrong with you? I mean, we hired him due to family connection. But yeah, thought he might be good for something.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
A few moments later.
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here. It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Making choices on a regular basis is the best part to a healthy decision-making process. Most medical professionals recommend making at least 8 choices per day. Do you make more than 8? Less?
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm genuinely confused. You do realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Remember that unlike here, the real world makes sense, and at no time should you make a choice that does not conform to rational logic. If you find yourself speaking with a person who does not make sense, in all likelihood, that person is not real. Allow the person to finish their thought, then provide an excuse why you cannot continue talking. Turn to a partner and practice saying, "My goodness, is it 4:30? I'm supposed to be having a back, sack, and crack."
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
2 hours later.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Okay, you can guess where good old Stanley still resides. It is your fault. You maneuvered him there. Thank you. Also, you now watched exactly 4 minutes and 35 seconds of this video. Yes, check the timeline. Now it's not 4:35 anymore, you genius. Did you learn anything from this parable? If not, you're probably just here due to family connection and will find yourself in a broom closet for no reason at all. Do you hear me shaking my head?
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose.
So much later that the old narrator got tired of waiting and they had to hire a new one.
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
And finally, if you begin to wonder if your choices are actually meaningful and whether you'll ever make a significant contribution to the world, just remember that in the vast infiniteness of space, your thoughts and problems are materially insignificant, and the feeling should subside. At this time, your instructor will guide you in an exercise to test and reinforce the material covered in this video.